Hello and welcome everyone, I'm C.S.Gilmore and this is Blueprints. Not entirely sure I like any of these. Let's see what happens if I do a wild berry here. What? What? Okay. We got what is this, the patio? But also it's kind of mixed with the shrine. I guess it's because we use the shrine's ability to get the patio in this case? Or, sorry, not patio, terrace. Um, okay, so the random pick used outside here can really do whatever, including any room, not just the normal ones for this area, and it gives it to us a little differently. Really interesting. I don't see anything we can do with it right now. I'll have to remember to come back out here with if I get a shovel just to see what might be waiting for us in that hole. If it's anything weird and out of the ordinary, it would be kind of cool. Probably isn't, but you never know. Okay, next steps. Definitely want to try to get a library if we can at some point in this whole mess. Alright, there's a chest there. This wouldn't be a bad spot for a passageway. Let's see. Parlor, I do need more gems. Yeah. Alright, so I need to work on several projects here. This box contains the gems. The blue box has a true statement. The empty boxes both have true statements. That's not possible. The empty boxes both have true statements. Oh wait, this one, true. The blue box has a true statement. So okay, so this one, but then this one would have to be false. So no, it can't be that. The empty boxes both have true statements. Say, yeah, no. So this one has to be false. Which means this is false, which means this is true. This box contains gems. Alright. I'll work with that. A workshop wouldn't be bad. We can use that. Oh, it's give me a metal detector in here. Okay. Yeah, we can work with that. Is there anything we're missing here? Things sticking out there. Conference room would be ideal. What have we got here? Coins. Gonna go in here. None of those do what I want to do. Random berry. Alright, that's not what I was going for, but I can work with this. Haven't kind of the throne room before. Oh, they just leave the sanctum key line out. I thought we'd have to do something for it. Let's see. These don't look like... I mean, maybe they're lightable candles? Alright. Another way to open the room 46 without actually having to go to the, without having to go down to the inner sanctum. That's different. Alright. Various nights. I have to get a lighter in here and see if any of these can be lit. I don't think it's the case. Mostly because none of them seem to have that weird gem built into the base of the stand form like the others that I was able to light were. But then that doesn't mean there isn't something in here I can interact with. Throne. I still want to bring the crown in here at some point. And there's... I don't know. I'll have to experiment. Next up, the ladyship's chamber. Sick. Wanted that. Got ourselves a magnifying glass. Fascinating. Ooh. Actually, thinking about it, I think that does it never end. So, this here, if this is what I think it is a Irish mythological design of a maze. I forget the exact name for it, but the idea is it's instead of being a maze where you go and get lost with potential labyrinths in designs, it's instead a spiral going down to the center, but you have to press on for who knows how long to get there. It's more of an endurance matter, and one that could be complicated, say, if there's something to test your nerves involved. At least that's my memory of it. It's been a long while since Irish mythology class. So, just bear with me on that one. Let's do the garage. We'll get more out of it key-wise there. So, okay, so I really need to get the words for my... I need to get the thing that will let me... Yeah, let's just throw a wild berry in here. Ah, okay, I can work with that. Let's just... I really need to get the room that lets me check things out. Because that way I can get the key for her ladyship's chamber, maybe, finally, after so many tries. Oh, I have a magnifying glass, I have that. I could go back to the workshop and get the item to actually... Yeah, let's do that. I could go get the lighter. And experiment in the throne room. Burning glass. Alright. There we go. Also, sorry, seem to be having trouble with the words and whatnot today, I guess. Has been a few busy days at work. Maybe my brain's not as recovered as I may have thought. Alright, nothing there. But you. You're already lit. Anything back here? It could so easily hide something in this room. Alright. Does not look like I can light any of the candles. Sad. But okay, we can work with this. I'm going to head down this way. And go in here next. Ooh, we haven't done the kennel before, have we? I don't believe we did. Won't do me much good unless I get a, hello, doggy. Oh, hello. Ooh, it lets me pet. Oh, ooh, 10 out of 10 game already. 11 out of 10. Get to pet the doggy. Who's a good doggy? Okay, let's go out now. No? Okay. Alright, we haven't been in here before, so let's see anything that sticks out. Cat? C-A, and why is T separate? Is it just cat? That way, alright. Or if that's tied to that castle puzzle, C-A-T, so like C's for cat. But then that still leaves a lot of other questions about what all the other things are. So, I don't know. We're going to do this. I'll put the corridor here. Come on, give me the desk so I can check out the key I need. Drawing room. You have a higher chance of giving me that. I do like that this is staying open. That is very handy. Okay. Redraw. Alright, not what I was going for, but we can get the commissary, I guess. Useful items here. Shovel. I do want that. Keys of Inium, Gems of Inium, Salt Shaker. Okay. Armory? Sure. Okay. Now, something I heard is that I can only get the axe 3 times. We've already done it twice, so this would be the 3rd time we can, like, or again, use the axe, I should say. This is the last time we can axe and a room and be the, yeah. I think this will work though. Let's axe the trophy room. It's the most expensive, and it gives us the most gems. That way it's pure profit every time we open this. I think that's worth it. Alright, if I get a little more, I can get this and get a star out of the deal. That would be nice. Utility closet. No, I need. Another parlor. I can work with that. We should be getting close to our trophy for the parlors, right? The gems are in the blue box. Only one statement is true. The gems are in the only true box. This one has to be false. The gems are in the only true box. I'm going to say that has to be false. The gems are in the blue box. I think this one's true. Nope. Okay. My thought processing was not accurate on that. Man, I am not doing great on these. No matter. Terrace would be kind of pointless right now. We've already got multiple times anyway. Let's do the walk-in closet. Hopefully it'll give us some useful items. Oh yeah, we get something out of this because of it. The ladyship's chamber? What was it? Walk-in closet. Gain 3 gems. Nice. So yeah, extra payout. 3, 4... Alright, I think that was it. See, there, all 4 items. Yeah. Okay. Still wonder if we're missing something in some of these rooms. Let's do... this would be a decent spot for a shortcut. So I can get in and out of these areas faster and get to the stores easier. This can be a dead end easily without causing trouble. Purpose room. We haven't done that in a while. Looked at the ceiling in here, really. Okay. Ooh, a vault key we haven't used. I think. Because I don't think it would still give us vault keys for any that we have used. So getting the vault would be nice. Elzara? Can you tell me anything new, or are you going to just repeat what you did last time? I have a feeling you're going to just repeat yourself from the last time, but I'm really curious just to be 100% sure.
I am awakened at the sound of a dropping coin. You find yourself face to face with the great Alzara.
Yep. Hi, Elzara.
I suspect you wish me to look into your future.
Well, if you don't mind. No, this does look different. I don't remember this.
Faintly in the mist, I see a figure. A statue cradled in a courtyard of sentinel stone.
What?
You will find yourself one day wandering these paths, walking in the footsteps of the past, wandering and waiting, searching for a shadow that will never be cast, longing for the day to end, the hours to pass. What you have heard here has been foreseen by the great
Okay, that was
Alzara.
definitely new.
Until the dawn of the following day, I will have nothing more to say.
I could be completely wrong, but I am about 90% sure what we just got shown was actually the museum grounds where the crown was stolen by our mother and her compatriots in the past. I could be wrong entirely. It's not impossible that I am wrong. But I am fairly confident that, like, those scenes felt to me like a match for some of the other scenes we had seen on that map. That won't do me any good. You know, let me do that. Won't do us much good here either. Take a look in just to see if there's any goodies around. Nothing else extra on any of the counters. Okay. So that's there. We have armory. We have commissary. Ooh, actually, I have the gold now. I could just go to the armory, grab the mace, and it's basically the same as having a sledgehammer. Done. And we've got the money. I could buy this, so I have a defense against a red rooms we come across. Okay, we're getting low on steps though already, which I don't like. Should be the fastest way down. Let's go put the sanctum key in. I don't want to risk not getting the sanctum key. Do, 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 do. That leaves me with so many questions. That weird king statue there was very strange. Makes me think, so many options there, and I don't know what to do with it. So I'm kind of all those, not getting those right now. I need to focus on other aspects. This was just one of those opportunities that popped into place in a way that I don't want to pass it up. Okay. And I don't know if I'll have enough steps to get back up to the other areas and keep exploring or not. Should I grab the kitchen after all, perhaps? It is what it is. Which one do we open? This one. Might as well, right? I have got to solve some of these. I think if we can get to the library, I can get some info that should help. With at least one more of these, if not more than one of them. I need to look through my notes and just be like, okay, which was the condition of some of these areas they mentioned? And I think we need to do more with the classrooms, because the classrooms, I think, will, like, they always teach us something. Just like how that first one taught us some of the colors we needed. One of the ways to get the colors. We also could get them from other sources, such as the little allowance boxes. And the colors from those kind of give us a way as well for what some of the colorations are we could use. I'd have to figure out which ones are which. Entirely in a few cases. I did not get a computer terminal in this run, so we didn't get experiments run. That's okay, we can live with that. Okay. Don't get anything from that, don't get anything from that. 2, 3, 4. We go to the ladyship's chambers. Because that'll get me moderately in the direction I need, and I think I can get a few extra steps out of it. Now that I have the sleep mask. Yeah, 5 steps. Doesn't give me a ton more to work with, but it might be enough to get into another area that it does allow. Oh, good, lockpick worked. Oh shoot, I forgot I had a shovel. Well, I'm gonna dig out to dig out there, am I? Now with this many steps, I don't have enough time or effort to do that. Okay, that might work in my favor. I need more steps. Kitchen. Ideal. Many thanks. Perfect timing. Uh-huh. Don't have quite enough for that. We'll use it on this instead. Okay. Down to one more passage. Cloister would be great. Especially since it's free right now. Okay, that one's a security door. That doesn't help me. But that one over there isn't. Wait, why did I just hear the dogs barking? You all heard that, right? Why did I just hear the dogs? They're all the way down in the kennel over there. Oh! I understand now. I dug a hole in the locked room. It unlocked the security door even. Oh, that's a really powerful thing. I didn't think it was that powerful. That's why we heard the dogs. That was them, their ability kicking in. Okay, Draxus. Actually, I want Draxus today. Don't want that one. I actually want Draxus today. Because that'll increase my chance of dead ends. Of which, the thing I want right now is exactly that. I will get the drafting studio mostly out of curiosity as to what it might, if it offers anything now that we're done. No. We have officially gotten all of the things the drafting studio can give us. Okay. I'm going to get the billiard room only because I do need to do more puzzles for it to work towards that trophy, not necessarily because I need it this time. 32 is 18. 14. 5. 1. Still 1. Wait. 12. 14. 5. Minus 4. 1. 1. Oh, wait. Times 4 is 4. 1. 4. Yeah. Okay. Brain. 8. 19. 20. 21. Alright. 21. Minus 1 is 20. Times 5 is 100. That is 10. Or divided by that is 10. Okay. You know what I mean. Uh-huh. Yes! We're doing this. I don't care if we're dead in my run right now. I want this. Give me. Give me. Give me. The likelihood of getting the vault right now. Is that what I want to store? I think that's what I want to store. Vault key. I mean, there's a small chance I could get the vault still, but it's low. Top priority right now is we are going back to her ladyship's chambers to read her journal. It has been tempting us for quite some time now. And I have been trying so hard to get the combo of getting it and her chamber at the same time. Okay. That's unfortunate. You know, I will just burn a key. I don't feel like wasting a step going back and risking any more of not being able to get it. Going. Reveal your secrets. Her ladyship's sleep diary. Okay, we are taking pictures of this. I'm guessing it'll stay unlocked after this, but I don't dare risk not being able to reference this later. All the pictures. My dear diary, after countless sleepless nights and failed home remedies, my physician has urged me to document my sleeping routines in the various bedrooms of our estate. It is his hope that by tracking the caliber and length of my sleep in each room, together we may come to a deeper understanding of my condition, and perhaps with luck, find a more favorable environment in which I might finally find some amount of rest. Clara. My dear diary, to begin, I thought it best to start with my own room, despite already knowing how unsuitable it has been for my sleep of late. Perhaps it is all the old memories that linger here, as it is impossible not to think of think of home among so many mementos of my youth. Nonetheless, I find comfort in gazing at the stars before dozing off, and it pains me to consider that if this trial is successful, it may be one of the final occasions that I sleep here. Mm-hmm. The next time, yep, that's my room. Sleep duration 2.5 hours. Quality peaceful despite brevity. Observable effects 1. I awoke the following morning with 10 less steps, but also observed an additional star in the sky. Wait, is this suggesting that if I ended the day in this room, I would start the next day with less steps, but get an extra star? Alright. That is... I may just put that to the test right now, just out of curiosity. Dearest Diary, last night I retired to the guest room as I have yet to gain the courage to ask anyone to surrender their room to me, even for a night. This bedroom is a cozy space normally reserved for guests staying the weekend. However, I found, despite having a choice between two beds, that neither proved to be very comfortable. I must speak with Herbert about this, as our guests deserve, at the very least, as much comfort in their stay as we have. Sleep duration 4 hours. Quality very fragmented. Observable effects nothing special. My dear diary, it was strange to sleep in the childhood room of my late husband. The room was just as I had imagined it from the stories he told me of growing up with an older brother. Herbert informed me that the room has remained untouched, almost identical to when they both occupied it. To avoid any accidents, I slept in the bomb bunk, as climbing ladders is not as easy as it used to be. Despite my exhaustion, my thoughts of Simon kept me up through most of the night. Bunk room. Sleep duration twice the usual. Quality the times 2 times as restless. I'm starting to feel like the sleep duration is, and maybe the quality are something of a code here, but I'm not 100% sure enough to put 2 and 2 together on that. Observable effects. The next morning I went to the family tomb to visit his grave and was surprised to find a flower already laid. So if I fell asleep here, so if I ended the day here and then went to the tomb, there would be a flower on someone's grave already, is what I'm getting. Okay, this is some weird stuff, but I'm all for it. I could not bring myself to ask Hartley directly if I could borrow his room for my sleep study. The mere thought of it was mortifying. Instead, I decided to roll the die, as he often puts it, and wait for his night off to sneak into his room to nap. The experience of sleeping in a servant's room was thrilling, but the fear of getting caught was overwhelming. Every little noise startled me, and I couldn't manage to sleep for more than a few moments, fearing Hartley would return at any time. Servant's quarters. Sleep duration perhaps 1 hour? Quality terrible. Effects about half the steps the following day. I also discovered a stray die had found its way into my pocket, which was hardly shocking given Hartley's history. Okay, that just sounds like a bad one I'm not even going to test, probably, because that one doesn't pay off, in my opinion. The master bedroom. My dear diary, I have to confess I was initially hesitant to spend the night in the Baron's room. It's extravagantly showy, with every surface adorned with gold and every piece of furniture so large it seems almost comical. But as I lay down in the enormous bed, I was surprised to find that I felt entirely at ease. Even the absurdly oversized pillows were somehow comfortable, propping me up just right so that I didn't feel any strain in my neck or back. I slept more soundly than I have in weeks, and I woke up feeling genuinely rested for the first time in what feels like forever. Sleep duration 8 whole hours. Quality the best in many months. Observable effects. I woke feeling very refreshed with more energy and more steps than normal. Okay, so that's one worth testing in the future. As as late would as late would have it, just as I had begun to make progress in my quest of slumber, a most joyous event has interrupted my progress. My beloved daughter has given birth to a son, and has requested my presence in town to assist her during this exciting but demanding time. For now, I shall take my leave of the bedrooms of Mount Holly, but I am certain, dear diary, that one day I shall return. Lady Clara Epson, grandmother. Okay, what is that telling me? There's a few rooms that could be, but my thought is it's suggesting the antechamber outside. So what happens if I get the antechamber outside and actually, like, say, open up the antechamber doors? Does it do anything different? Do I get anything different out? Ooh, maybe like how in the antechamber it lifts up and presents me a key normally to the basement. Does it give me a different key or a different note? I have to get that specific blessing. Something I have learned also is that the blessings aren't randomized. It depends on how many coins you put in, affecting both how long the blessing lasts and which blessings you get. I have to hmm, I have to figure out the exact amount of coins I need for the blessing I want, but I should be able to make that work in so many ways. Oh, okay, that's why she mentioned the stars here, I think. You know, we're almost out of steps. I think we've gotten everything we're going to get done right now. Let's end it here and see if the effect actually works. This one room was awoke following with 10 less steps, but also observed an additional star. I'm willing to sacrifice 10 steps to test this. Call it a day. Royal Jigsaw House. Okay. Throne room and 3 puzzle rooms. Huh. Save and continue. We've got time right now to keep going for at least one more day, I think. Day 41. We've been at this a bit. But it's been so good. We keep learning new things. I'm so excited. Yep, we got another star, and we're short 10 steps. I had never realized that the bedrooms could affect my steps and other things. Alright. Okay, yeah, we're almost there with the parlor. 7 more times. Lots to do with the dartboard. But that's because we don't get that nearly as often. Explorer's Trophy. We've got like what 4 more rooms to add to the directory. I think there's 4 more rooms we haven't drawn before or drafted before. All right, let's put the parlor here. Before I go in there, I should go out and activate that. Just because, in case I get the classrooms. I want to actually start pushing for the classrooms now, because we have the opportunity to get all of them. We have the 9 unlocked. We're moderately set in that regard. Woolshed, root cellar. You know what? Let's try berry again. I had some interesting effects last time. The garage down here? Okay, now I'm really curious what happens if I get that powered. I mean, it looks like there's the shrine again. It probably won't do anything of particular merit. Yeah. But at the same time, I can't help but be curious. Christoph, this is the 3rd time this month you and the car have been gone when your services were required. I don't care how long you have been driving for his lordship, your absence must be accounted for. Okay, that's the same. I've noticed that like sometimes when these rooms are different like this, something is actually like different. And if I get the car keys or I get the power option, I have to take it now and test this. Hmm. It's feeling like there are a lot of rooms that I need to work on getting in the outer area. There's another one. Where is it? Which one was it? Oh, it was one of these ones. Found floor plans. Turns out the old rumored treasure of Mount Holly was more than just rumor. I believe some of the notes in the chest suggested that the true treasure of this place is not in the house. So if we get the treasure trove outside of the house at some point, that one is another option on the list of I feel like it could pay off in some weird way that I don't know about yet. Mysteries upon mysteries upon mysteries. You know what? I'll put the coat check there. I'm okay with that. If we get the vault, I'm also okay with that. Let's do that there. I want more options for traveling right now. Give me the key. This box is empty. There are 2 empty boxes. That one is true. There are 2 true boxes. Okay, let's say that's true. And that's true. Because this has to be true. And there are 2 true boxes. Let's say that. And that would mean this is false and this is not empty. Alright, got it. Parlor attached to a parlor. Alright, mostly I'm gonna pick this just for because I like the idea. Give me that. Something about the whole parlor being attached to a parlor just catches me as funny. The white box is empty. This is the only true statement. There are 2 false statements. Well, this one and this one can't both be true. There are 2 false statements. Let's say that one is true. Then this and this one are true. The white box is empty would be false, and this is the only true statement would be false. So the white box would be full. I'm on a roll. Courtyard here would be good. As far as options go, you almost had a dead end there because of that. Let's pop this. Sure. Worth it. Oh, there was a trunk in here too. Pop that. I hope to gain some. Alright, more keys. I'll work with that. Conference room would be best. Anything in here for me? Don't see any items. Drawing room there would be a waste. That's a waste. Guess we're doing the guy's bedroom. Alright. That gives me the most options. I'll go with this. Coupon book. For a second there I thought it was the key card and that would have been actually really nice. I still have not gotten a chance to get the fire starter in here when these are set up like this to test that. Redraw. Then sure. Corridor. Passageway, we can afford it and it'll give me more options. Yeah, we can do that. Get this. We're almost to 50 stars. That's another on the list of I really want to know what happens when we get it. Alright, lots of good. We're rich on gems today. Do the drawing room. Now then. Wait, we can get the garage on this side? I don't think I've ever seen the garage as an option on this side. Okay, we have to put that in, right? Like, I have to. Uh-oh, I think I broke the game. I think my game just froze. Alright, I think we glitched something and I broke it. Yeah, I don't think that... I think, judging from the looks of this room right now, and how this froze, I think I just broke the game. It was not supposed to be able to put that there. And so, because this is the outside of the... Yeah, I completely broke the game. So, okay. Weird glitch. Unfortunately, that means we lose this day. Probably. I have to... Can't do anything. Alright. We're going to go to Steam. And we're going to stop. Yep, unsaved game data may be lost. And we're going to jump back in there. Alright, unfortunately that means my experimentation on some of that goes off the rails. Weird glitch. Did not expect that. At least it didn't break it on a complete, like on a day we got a sanctum key or something like that. I can live with it. I'm curious if we'll lose a day now or if it'll just put us back on a different day there. Um, hmm. If it'll put us back at the start of the day, or if it'll, yeah, or if we'll lose a day. Day 41. Okay, so we just lost what progress we made that day. All right. Well, now I know. If it gives me an option for the garage over there, don't push it. I had to, though. You know I did. Just in case it wasn't a glitch and it was some weird unlock, I had to push that and see what weirdness came about. Sadly, it was a game-breaking glitch. Alright, berry. Ooh, what is this one? Morning room? Uh-huh. About unknown, it was Marigold's own son, who was yesterday named the original heir. Yep, that's all the same as before. Give me that. There's that. Huh. Alright. Not seeing anything else in here that's sticking out as a different thing. Oh, coupon book. Mine. Okay. Yeah. Nothing seems particularly out of place here otherwise. I think we're good in here. Let's move on. Interesting stuff. I don't think I overlooked anything in there. We're getting such weird stuff lately. And I'm all for it because this is really cool that we're getting to break the game. Sometimes it could be really frustrating if I were to break the game after a really good run for most of it and gain some new stuff and all that. But like breaking the game on a meh day, I'm perfectly okay with that just because the fact that we could break the game is kind of a thing all its own. Okay, let's see here. Maid's Chamber. Less likely to find items laying around your house. I feel like I want to make this rarer. This one, let's put that as standard. Study. Spend gems to redraw floor plans, update times. Do I care about the study at all? We've already got everything we want out of it. I'll mark that up to rare. That way it is not getting in the way as much. It's also not nearly as useful in room in a lot of other ways because it doesn't have extra doors. Freshly Studio won't do me any good. Okay, one downside is we do lose the 2 good parlor days we had. So there is that. This box is empty. There are 2 empty boxes. There are 2 true boxes. Alright, so we're getting the same puzzle again. Easy peasy. Let me put the commissary here. Shovel. Metal detector. Sleepy mask. Let's grab the salt shaker while we're at it. Why not? One of these days I have to solve some of the additional contraption combos in the workshop because I need those in order to get that trophy involved there. Alright, observatory would be good. Do. And good. Now, downside of that is I don't get all the benefits of it because we got it so late. After we already did some stuff there. East side. Music room? Guess what? Barry! Give me something interesting. Trophy room. Huh. Not what I was hoping for, but, you know, alright. Guest bedroom. Walk-in closet. All these are pretty good. Let's do the guy's bedroom. You can use the key. I can use these dice. That still is really interesting. Yep, that's available. That doesn't leave me a lot of options, so it's a good thing I have some redraws. Just in case. Courtyard's good. Gems for days. I'm not even sure what to use all these for right now. Let's do the parlor. Alright, we can work with that. Parlor is... Oh, there's a coin I was missing. Parlor, so we can get towards our goal. Hopefully, the white box is empty. This is the only true statement. There are two false statements. False, false. It's in the white box. Yep. Same as before. Got it. Doesn't do me a lot of good. Doesn't do me a lot of good. I'll do a berry here. See what interesting thing it picks. Music room. Alright. Prism key. Got it. Very shiny. Normal key. Need multiple options here. Alright, a hallway option. It would be great. Let's do the passageway. Let's do each this laboratory. We haven't done an experiment today. And this is my best bet. I haven't gotten a room with a computer in it for a while. Fast will test. Definitely increase your lockpicking skill. For every room you draft within the next 40 seconds. Each time you find some trash while digging. Let's do that one. Combine and start experiment. Exit. We run. We go. Mechanarium. Lockpicking skill has improved. Good. We'll do the chapel. We'll do that. And we will do that. It's gonna be a little too late, unfortunately. Okay. Well, we still got our lockpicking skill up by 3, whatever that means and or does for us. I don't know. Let's go back to the mechanarium a minute. No other rooms? Okay, it was just those 2. I thought I had more of those, but I didn't have time to properly look. Get the power running. Okay, so if I understand this... No, didn't even realize where I was. Well, that won't do me any good for that. But if my understanding is correct, if I have the power going out a door like this, it should increase the odds of having a room with power conduits. Yeah, the dark room right here. You know, let's do it. And because it's got... Okay, I was wondering if it would have power or not. Yes, the answer is no. That one. View estate inventory. No, I haven't missed anything. That's good, I guess? Probably? Library, I've been needing you. Thank you. Oh, this is going to be good. Okay, first, let me figure out where this is beeping at me. There we go. The history of Arendia. Yes, the unabridged. Ajira to Eraja. Okay, first off, I need my paperwork on some of these. Go with me here. Eraja. I don't know where Ajira is. Which one's Ajira? Orindia was once the name used to designate the realms of the Eastern Waters, though the term is no longer employed in the halls of politics, nor commonly known to the average citizen. Its memory flickers in the hearts of those who hail from the lands they had once encompassed, and many of the elder generation in hushed circles still refer to themselves as Orindians. Yet we must not let the flame of our history dwindle into the obscurity of whispered conversations, nor permit our leaders to enjoin us To abandon the name of our land, we must keep alive the embers of our past and preserve them for the generations yet to come. Ooh, Castle Orindia. I think that's the castle we had down underground, so that would be interesting if we never get to it. Ajira. Most historians mark the beginning of the first era, often denoted as Ajira, by the ascension of the first king of Orindia, whose name, Oris, would later grace the burgeoning township in which he was crowned. Oris was known before his coronation as a prominent merchant lord of considerable means and affluence, whose sway in the region made him the ideal candidate for the unification of the surrounding provinces. Regrettably, history is not always forthcoming, and the surviving records of those bygone days are mostly limited to trade agreements and sales receipts. Nevertheless, we can deduce that these ledgers that Oris had but one aim. From these ledgers that Oris had but one aim: expansion. The territory spread forth from the heart of Oris, and by the end of the 1st century, the black banners of Orindia could be seen fluttering in every hamlet and hostelry. Along every thoroughfare, from Oris all the way to the western banks, a new kingdom was born. Okay. Orindia was black, and, yeah. Alright. That was the symbol for, what was that, Metropolitan? Hold on 1 second. Let me check an old... yeah, Metropolitan. It was Metropolitan. So that's interesting. Metropolitan, large city, state with a dense urban and populous center. And I guess that could fit for expansion and whatnot. Second era. It was the 4th king of Orindia who split this vast domain in 3 equal shares. 3 realms for his 3 children. To the eldest, he granted the fields and mountains of his great-grandfather, the Middle Province, and heartspring of the kingdom. The eldest accepted the gift and called his new realm Orinda Aries. Alright, I believe we've been there. That's where we are right now, I believe. I'm pretty sure that is Orindia. I could be wrong. To the youngest, he bestowed upon him the realm of Arch Aries. The land of the northern storms, a wild and untamed. Arch Aries, that was yellow. Storms. Okay. So, rain or lightning, probably. Arch Aries. Storms. Alright, that's a big clue with it for what I needed. A wild and untamed expanse which at the time was not as developed, but a good deal more vast than the eldest brother's lot. Alright, get a picture of this one. And to his middle child, his only daughter, he gifted her the southern region of Iraja, the mystical realm of the ancestors, a land steeped in tradition, magic, and the poetry of the old tongue. Alright, that fits. We had Raja set as poetry. Raja was the purple hourglass. And that was... And the reason for Araja... Yeah, the reason I had it for poetry is because of the clock tower. Mystical realm of the ancestors. A land steeped in tradition, magic, and the poetry of the old tongue. Southern. I don't know if that'll help me at all, knowing the region, but it might for other puzzles. Ah, that map right there is very helpful. As the Second Era drew to a close, the Third Sovereign Realms had achieved a period of remarkable progress and prosperity. Each of these distinct regions ruled by their respective sibling monarchs had blossomed, cultivating the bountiful resources of their lands and developing a unique character and culture that set them apart from one another. Despite these differences, the sibling monarchs managed to maintain friendly relations throughout their lives and were known for their cooperation in matters of trade and transportation. The succeeding generations of their heirs continued that tradition, and the Third Era was defined by the construction of a vast network of railways that spanned the length and breadth of the land, linking the northern mountains of Arch Ares to the southern shores of Araja. This development facilitated travel and commerce between the three realms, further strengthening their bond and laying the foundation for the promise of a prosperous and bright future. A promise that would, unfortunately, as my readers will soon find, not be kept. Okay, 1 second. I have to write something with that. Which one was the roads, naval, horseback, train? Okay. Yes. So, Raja, also train. So 3 of those. Train. That is good to know. Arch Ares. Train. Then to the southern shores of Araja, and I know Orindia was also trained, so that makes sense. Interestingly enough, Fen Ares that took over Orindia is not that. It was something else. Pretty which one? Exactly, was it aviation or was it roads or horseback? I forget which one, but I believe it was a different transportation method. Interesting. This development facilitated travel and commerce between the realms. Yep. Okay, not to be kept. Fourth Era. As the kingdom of Orindia, Ares entered the Fourth Era. A different kind of ruler took the reins of power. King Decilatus III was a king who listened to the voices of all his subjects, from the most influential advisors to the humblest of citizens. Okay. He was a king who often was seen among the people, eating, drinking, and conversing, a sight that shocked not only the gentry and the court, but the masses as well. Who would scarce believe that they, as peasantry, would ever stop with the crowd? Desolate was renowned as the king of the people, and it was therefore a surprise to no one when he made the decision to move the capital from the secluded mountains of Reddington, where we have the castle underneath our estate, to the public stage of Oris, leaving castle and court behind. The people were overjoyed by this choice, and the city welcomed their king with open arms and great fanfare. Yet not all were swayed so easily. There were those that viewed the king's conduct to be unbecoming of his station, and were wary of how readily he could be persuaded by the tears and tales of the common folk. These dissenting voices planted the seeds of discontent which took root in the lawns and gardens of the nobles of Fen, or as I have been instructed to say, the grand city of Fen. era of ruin. After the passing of King Desolate III, the Fourth Era came to an abrupt end. Thankfully, the king died naturally in his old age and surrounded by his people in Oris, far away from the growing unrest among the western city of Fen. On the very next day, the 6th of October, the self-proclaimed Prince Learson of Fen declared himself the true monarch. This declaration was bolstered by a surprise number of supporters, due to the fact that Desolus IV shared his father's good name, but little of his virtues. Yeah, this is telling a much different story than the official version. It has been all marked off, as the prospect of civil war seemed inevitable. The realm's regiments were hastily recalled from the frontiers to stamp out and put an end to the Fensurrection. However, instead of restoring order, what ensued was a savage and merciless campaign against their own people. The gardens of Fen, once a center of splendor, were transformed into a battlefield as the cries of the innocent echoed through the city's streets, stained in red. The brutality of the pacification of Fen did not go unnoticed by neighbors. As sympathy for the city surged, allies came forward to lend support. Among them was the general of the Northern Regiment, who, sickened by the barbaric actions of the other battalions, joined forces with Prince Learson to form a formidable army. Together they leveraged their political influence and favors to persuade the nearby realms of Arch Ares and Nantes to join their cause. So one of these is named Nantes. I don't know which one. I'm just gonna write this off to the side then. N-U-A-N-C-E. Nantes. However, even with the tide turning in their favor, victory did not come easy. The War of the Fifth Era lasted 22 long years, and saw buried one in every 3 men. Prince Learson himself added another number to the casualties. However, even in death, he had won. Oris had fallen, and with it, the realm. The black flags they had flown for 5 eras were burned, and in their place, red banners were hoisted in honor of the fallen of Fen. The few remaining members of the former royal family fled in fear of their lives to the south forever. The current era. Today, the realms inherited by the 3 Fen Ares, Arch Ares, and the Raja once again stand united as allies. Though the distance between our peoples has grown, our connection to this land remains as strong as ever. The spruce and birch that span across our realms serve as a constant reminder that we all share a common past, and as those trees continue to grow, so do our hopes for a common future. A future where we are not defined by the colors of the banners we raise, but by that which connects us. A land that we each call home. For this is, despite everything else, a land rich in history, a land of myth and wonder. A land that sprung forth the greatest empire the world has ever seen. The land of our fathers, of our mothers, and of our children. This land is, after all that has happened, still Orindia. And I'm gonna take a picture of this just out of paranoia. Oh boy. Was that some tasty reading or what? We got some things. I have notes. I think I have enough to potentially finish 2 more of the sigils. I think I can get Arch Ares done, and I think I can get Araja done. Could be wrong. I might be mistaken. Especially if I got purple and pink mixed up color-wise. That's always a possibility, which could backfire horribly on me. Cool. don't have the vault key right now, unfortunately, but do I have... No, I don't have the room to get the vault key out of. Still, at least this way, if I do get that room, I can work with it. We will progress one little step at a time. Okay. Okay. This one. I'm curious what it will be. Ow. Uh-oh, I hear my daughter upset about something. Please excuse me momentarily. Okay. Gnashing, weeping, and wailing, and gnashing of teeth. Weeping, wailing, and gnashing of teeth have been averted. Uh-huh. I think she is happy now. We should be okay. Why is this beeping? This thing? Is it talking about in here? Oh, handle. Whoa. Will that do me any good right now? I'm not confident. Locked. Locked. Well, bother. Head to the drafting studio next. Is this one locked? It is. I don't have a kitchen. Foundation next. Kitchen. Much appreciated kitchen, even if it may not pay off ultimately. It should still give me the steps I need to be able to go downstairs and run experiments. Yep, okay. That leaves me with just the courtyard and those rooms. Unless I can get more keys, this is probably the end of the run. Just about. Wait. Oh, wait, there's this door. Nah, my bad, I forgot. This has another exit. Have we been to the solarium before? Would dead end me, though. Don't really want that. Yeah, it would leave me with the courtyard. I want the solarium mostly just because I don't know if I've died in it before. No, this does not look familiar. Okay. Mr. Nagula, Anne wanted me to remind you once again that it is expected of you to keep the grass in the cloister cut and the trees trimmed. I have a feeling you may have forgotten how to open the cloister wall again, so to save you some stern words, I decided to draw you a little diagram to help you out. Who knows, maybe this time it will stick. Sympathetically, Bridget. Cloister grounds access. While face to face with the angel, press the base of the two pillars on either side. Okay, we already know that. I'm not even gonna bother with the picture there. This place is interestingly positioned. Alright. So we have to get green into place. Green was the one that swaps. And yellow is the one that goes up and down. Okay, I know how to do this. I think I can make this work. That was actually really easy. Okay. Let's make sure my notes are in conjunction with that. Diamond is green. It is. Yes. We already got that. Okay. Got some steps still. Alright. I'm going to go down to my courtyard. See what other rooms we can grab just to continue our explorations. Oh, this was open. If I get the servants' quarters, I get 1, 2 keys. Not ideal. Billiard room would dead end me, but I would get a key. $14. 17 minus 15 is 2. Times 20 is 40. Divided by that is 4. 2. Oh, whoops. Yeah. 14. 4. Yeah. 2 times 11 is 22. Minus 12 is 10. 2 times 8 is 16. Minus that is 1. Secret garden key. That actually may not help you. Nope, nope, drafting studio can work with that. Alright, we're not out of this yet. As far as exploration goes, there was something back there. Is it worth going back? Potentially not. Just gonna keep going. We're gonna move on and check some other things. Okay, we got so much info this go around, I'm having trouble keeping my brain straight on what actually I need to look into next. And I'm not 100% sure at this moment what the next best step is. Take... Locked and locked. Okay, well... That's fine. Do I care about opening that right? Not really. Alright, I think my next step is to go down to the foundation. Yeah. We're gonna go down to the foundation. I'm going to try to get a few more sigils. I'm fairly confident I can get more. Now that with that additional info we got from that book, I think I have what I need for Iraja and for Arterius. Okay, we're just gonna go out through here, goes through there, run down here. Wrong spot. Okay. Open sesame. Alright, let's do our cherries first. So, this one we need... I think rain? know for sure on that one. No. That one. And then, that one was... yellow, which was this one. Okay, not that. No. Kinda, if it is right, should be able to just force this. Okay, so it's not that. So that's... Oops, wrong thing, wrong thing. Back. Okay, this changes that. There we go. There we go. Okay. Hey. Take enough notes, eventually I'm gonna get the right answer out of it. I have too many papers. 1 second. Give me a moment. I want to write this down just so that I have it as a quick notation. Okay, so that is train, lightning, yellow. Which one was that? Notations. Okay. Yeah, yellow. Industrial. Engineering-driven culture with a focus on manufacturing, invention, and production. Train and I do believe that was for extreme stormy weather, jagged lightning, shape raisins. Yep, okay. Northern storms. Yep, alright. We're in. Another one down. Means another one of these. Okay, yellow are the ones that go up. Means need to do that. And that. Then you get that one out of the middle. Means I need to do that. Oh, I moved it. Okay. 1 second. 1 second. Reset. Okay. I can go there. I can go there. Pop you over. Then let's put you up. That. may have done that in a slightly more complicated way than necessary, but it's Mordecai box, the Arch-Ares variation. Arch-Ares was the very first realm to introduce new color to the traditional monochrome tiles of the box. Given the number of ship routes and trade relationships between the two realms, this is not surprising. Fittingly, the variation itself was based on the brass compasses manufactured in Arch-Ares that were often traded to sailors in exchange for the valued Mordecai puzzle boxes. When yellow tiles are pressed, they move north. I already had figured that out. Okay, I'm taking a picture of that mostly because this tells me ship routes between Mordecai and Arch-Ares. So Arch-Ares was primarily train, but that suggests that Mordecai, wherever that is, whichever one that is, Mordecai ships is likely to be ships for its main transportation. Okay, we're getting there. More collections. That's a nice picture. Interesting. Very industrial. I'm not sure what that's supposed to be. It looks like a musical instrument of some interesting sort. Nice little housing setup. We arrived here after a few days of sailing, and it made me realize how much more convenient it would have been in the old days when the railway tracks extended all the way north. Arch-Ares is a destination with which I am well acquainted, having traveled here countless times on business for Stinka. This time, however, I will avoid the familiar towns and factories and will instead trek along the northern coast, an area with which I am wholly unfamiliar. Herbert, Mount Holly Estate, in care of Miss Babbage, Reddington, Tenerife. First City of Steel, Arch-Ares. Alright, that's another stamp in our collection and another hint for our progress on the pins in the office. Nothing there. Sorry, I have to check all this place. I have to be sure and safe and sturdy that everything is good and I am not hiding little secrets behind me unintentionally. Okay, I think we're good. Next up is Araja. Alright, Araja. First. Things first. Is the southern region, is Araja. Trains. It is Flowers. And purple is that one? Purple is, or violet rather, is that one? Yeah. Okay, so violet. Probably what I need to change then is that. Oh, it was rain. Okay. Not what I thought. I expected it to be in the other direction. Purple is... Still, that's our second one done. That's our fourth sigil complete. We are making progress. Much good progress. Yes. Interesting building. Monkey hat. I was a little disappointed that there has not been a drop of rain during my time here, as every Eurasian story I have ever heard has begun with rain. I suppose the anecdotes I make on this trip will have to do without that flavorful setting. However, even without the rain, the puddles and ponds that dot the countryside make this place feel different than home. Lorgiana, Alia Loon? What? In care of damage, yeah. Okay, I'm not sure what to make of some of that, but alright. Fourth one down. Alright, any other goodies over here? Hidden things. See anything that sticks out? This thing. Morajay box, the Araja variation. The puzzle boxes of Morajay spread to Araja not through port towns as they had in other realms, but by train routes from the north. When violet tiles were introduced, they were created as a simple reflection of the variation first introduced by Archery some years earlier. When violet tiles are pressed, they move south. Yeah, I don't think I'd gotten the south one before. Alright, red turns black. Alright, that's right. Okay, reset. I think I want to keep the black one not being crunched, because I need to get purple into position. And the black one works best for shifting those. Yellow moves up. Purple moves south. Need to do that. Get that out of there. And okay. Do that. And now do that. With this. Okay. Swap you. And just need to swap that one. That one. You can do that by going boom, boom. I think I screwed you. Okay, I can make this. Maybe make this work still. No, I think I screwed you. Okay. I have to get that green one out of there. That's the big part of it. So that is good. Then that has to come out as well. That'll help. Hmm. There we go. Okay. Made it work. That was a tough one. For me, at least. I had a bit of a trouble there. But we are done. We did it. Yay. Okay. That's 4 sigils done. Those first 4 sigils are done. Still have to find one more key. One more sanctum key, and I have to solve these sigils. I have, like, no information on this one. As far as I know, unless this is Morajai? Unless... I don't know. I have to figure out what the names of some of these places are still, because these ones are the ones I don't have the names down right now. Then, except for this one, I have, which I believe is Costa Rica. But that's all I know. Orange and Costa Rica. This one is white. This one, I believe, is pink. And then this one is green. I have, like, no information on any of these. For some reason, I have, like, tons of information on these ones, nothing on these ones. I think I have to get a lot of these ones from context clues more, which means I need to review other notes. And once again, I think I need to get the classrooms. If I get the classrooms, I can do a lot with that. Because that will open up a lot of opportunities to hopefully get more information in general. Alright, I don't have a key for there, I don't have keys for there. It could open that, but I don't have any point in doing that. I need to get to bed. I'm gonna call it a day here. Even though... Yeah, no. This was very successful. Even with that one day we had to scrap and start over. Very successful. We're making a lot of progress. We're getting super close to getting some new info. We're getting super close to getting some new trophies. We're getting a lot of progress. I have got to run more experiments. Gotta get more boxes removed from the tunnel. Still a long way to go there. I have to get more info, which probably means I need the classrooms. I need, and also to revise a lot of my notes that I found. I should probably reread every note I come across just to that involves any other country or book that I come across that has other countries, just to get more notes on the potential of what the other places might offer for general information on transportation. This one was that one. Which one was this? That is... Sorry, I'm just thinking which form of transportation was this? This was... roads. Okay. That was that. Looking through them as remind me of the many friends I made, lessons I learned along the way. As I look back, cruise train is brighter than the others. Air travel is much better than sea travel. Last postcard seen at my desk at home. I suppose I should put forth the extra effort and drop it in the mail for consistency. I am tempted to save the postmaster trip, as it will most end up joining the others. We're all waiting for me at my desktop. As can be seen, flipping through them as remind me of many, many friends. Suggest that whatever place he came from before this had air travel. Ships. So one of these places has air travel. Alright. But I don't know which one. I don't have enough contextual evidence and information to put that together. This one. 8 rounds in 8 months. The objective was simple enough, but in what order, what route, and where to start? Questions like these are the ones I tend to ignore. This plan has never been my strong suit. Well, then, in the true spirit of adventure, I have departed, forsaking both map and plan, and as it happens, the road has taken me south. Seems to be in the journey be busy a fragment of the old kingdom, a landmark as black in realm as it is in name, and a story I feel closely connected to. Alright. I don't see any obvious info there that I can glean for work in the others. Yeah. But I hope you're following along with my train of thought on this, and I don't know, comments below any thoughts you have on some of these and which ones are what. Feel free to, like, you know, which ones you think are the which nation, things like that. Okay. Castle Court Cloak. That was the binary. The stuff between the opening of that, or the where we got the courtroom. Alright, yeah, no. I don't know. I have to call it a night. Thanks so much for watching. Hit like, hit subscribe to keep up with the releases if you haven't done so already. Thanks so much. Like I said, comments below. What are your thoughts on these and on these remaining ones and their names and what they could be. Have a great night. Bye.